This is Jackie Shaw here with,
Jackie Rockwell.
and we're talking about the 1099 NEC. So Jackie, you were doing a little research on this topic.
Yep.
And I wrote a blog about it. So basically the research, I spent time doing research on the irs.gov website. From what I'm finding, the majority of our clients only need the 1099 miscellaneous form for rent, which begs the question, number one, can you just pay rent with a debit or credit card? If your landlord is set up to handle that, you can skip the 1099 altogether. 1099 miscellaneous form, unless you have like pay money to a lawyer because of a lawsuit claim issue, most of our micro businesses don't deal with. So miscellaneous form is pretty much down to only rent. Everyone else, lawyers, attorneys, subcontractors, people like Jackie and I, all will go on the new NEC form. And so pretty much independent contractor, service provider equals the NEC form from the research that I've done.
Is a lawyer going on the NEC form?
They are, and I wrote more about this in my blog, but what I discovered is that box 13, did they move it? Okay, box 10, I'm looking at the new miscellaneous form because the miscellaneous form has changed too. In box 13, where we have gross proceeds paid to an attorney, that actually is when you're paying gross proceeds because of a lawsuit or claim settlement.
Aha.
Money for lawyer doing lawyerly things for you will be on the NEC.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah. Now, the other hack that we used to do, and hopefully we can still do it, our old hack was in order to do 1099's INT, and our clients usually need that because they've loaned the company money and they're paying interest to themselves, or they have a personal loan where like a family member gave them a loan for their business and they're giving interest to the family member. Mm-hmm. There's no way of printing a 1099 INT in QuickBooks, just an INT. But the old hack, before they changed all the forms, was to map the interest account, the interest expense account, to the box for royalties, because it was in the exact same place. The royalty box was in the same place as the interest box on the 1099 INT. Right. Unfortunately, as what Jackie and I have discovered, is when you take the NEC and you overlay it with the miscellaneous, there's no way to just jerry rig it like we did with INT. So fingers crossed that we'll still be able to jerry rig the 1099 INT off of the 1099 miscellaneous form.
Yes.
And now let's talk about the NEC. So Jackie, do you want to maybe give us a little highlight of the strange things that you found on the Intuit website that we're both a little concerned about?
Yeah, the most strange thing that we found is that, if you need to file both forms, you have to set up a new account in QuickBooks and use a journal entry to move the amounts for anyone on an NEC to another account. And they'll walk us through it, and it should take under 30 minutes. And then you move it back when you're done. But when you and I were looking in QuickBooks, we think that that may not actually be the case, because we may be able to map certain accounts to the NEC.
Yeah, it's interesting because I agree with you. This page makes it sound like we're going to have to do a journal entry to move all of our just like lump sum of what we paid to vendors that used to go in like box 7 or whatever it was, lump sum to this new account so that the new account can be flagged as the NEC box 1 account. Mm-hmm. And then we could void the journal entries when we're done doing the 1099, but imagine doing that every year. Yuck.
No,
and the other page we found from the Intuit website stated that you step through the wizard, and it made it sound like when you're stepping through the wizard, you pick the form that you want to use in the wizard at the time that you go through the wizard, and then in the wizard, you can declare which expense accounts are mapped to which box.
Yes. Step 3.
Yes. I have a feeling. So what I just learned, because I did a Googling while you were working, Jackie, and what I found was they're basically saying, hey, the NEC update for QuickBooks Desktop isn't even going to be available until maybe December.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling we're all going to be wondering what is happening
All through the holiday season.
all through the holiday season, which we accounting people barely get a holiday season because we have to get everything set up for the new year anyway. And now we're going to be wondering about the NEC.
NEC sightings. So first, I'm in a QuickBooks Online customer file looking at the W-9 vendors they have, and I see this. And then I go to QuickBooks Enterprise Client, and I see this. So then I go into Preferences, and I see this. Now I haven't seen this in Desktop, Pro, or Premiere yet, but I expect this is exactly what it's going to look like. Will be what we'll see in Desktop, Pro, and Premiere, hopefully soon. Get Organized Entertainment and Jackie Shaw Eyebrow Productions.